you too. Hey, man, we got what's next for Russell Westbrook. Hit that like button, subscribe button, again to it, man.
Russell Westbrook does not have a team, and there are no credible reports of him signing anywhere. So what now? Last season, man put up 15 points and 7 assists for the Kings on a minimum
might have to go to China or somewhere, bro.
Contract. Plays hard. Isn't that the exact thing that teams are looking for in the second apron pay cut era? And fans want to see like really one more year where it started in OKC. Or point out that the Heat need guard play, but no one's calling.
Or at least every time I bet on him, he hit. So
similar.
That's my idea of he did really good when he was with the Kings, bro. Every time I bet on Russell Westbrook this past season, bro, he hit.
Last year, people said Russ is done. Then 1 week before the season, Kings sign him to a non-guaranteed contract. Problem is, if he does that this year, it could stretch into the actual season, waiting on an injury at his position. But how embarrassing would it be if Russ is sitting there as like MVP Hall of Famer and the call never comes? He would be like putting IG workout videos like Isaiah Thomas or Lance Stevens
Dude, this shit low-key a vibe though, bro. You know how much money you gotta have a basketball court on a yacht? Like, nigga, do y'all niggas even think about this NBA money these niggas are getting, bro? What's his name? Austin Reeves just signed for 100 mil, 50 mil. Austin Reeves just signed for 50 mil. Like, are we serious right now, bro? Hold on. Matter of fact, let's look this shit up, man. Austin Reeves contract. 180 million. Austin Reeves just signed for 180 million. Why'd I bring that shit up? Whoa, let's look, bro. Why'd I bring that up? Let's look, bro. Bijan Robinson. Bro, oh my god, bro. This shit. Nigga signed for 75 mil, bro. 75 mil. This nigga was sitting out of practice. He was doing all this boycotting and protesting shit just for 75 million. Meanwhile, Austin Reeves, on the other hand, gets 4-year, $180 million. This nigga not even top 5 at his position, bro. Bijan is top 1 running back in the NFL. Like, at some point, we have to come to a realization, bro. These basketball money is different, bro. NBA money is totally different, bro. And I don't know what reason these NFL dudes are putting their bodies on the line. They doing all this other stuff, bro. If I was tall enough, bro, and if I could go back in time, dude, I tell myself play basketball, bro, because of shit like this, dude. We got the best running back in the league making 75 million. Meanwhile, we got a fucking, no disrespect to Austin Reeves, bro. He's a hell of a hooper. He can really play some good basketball, bro. But this nigga's not top 10 in his position, bro. He's not top 10 at his position, bro. And he's making $180 million. $180 million, bro. So I don't know how I got to where I just was, bro. I genuinely don't know how I got there. But this basketball money is different. Niggas are having a basketball court on a yacht, bro. People are having basketball courts on a yacht. Niggas don't even have basketball courts at their crib, bro. Let alone a yacht.
Workout videos like Isaiah Thomas or Lance Stevenson. No one wants to see Brody go out like that, right? So his 3 options are: wait for the call, like we said, not ideal; retire now on his own terms; or go overseas. And reports say teams
Westbrook, bro. You want MVP? That's like actually that would fuck up your portfolio. I think that's the word. That would mess up your public image or whatever. Not public. That would mess up like your whole image, bro. If you went overseas, you want MVP, bro. Worst comes to worst, just call it.
Want him?
Just call it a career.
Panathinaikos in Greece, Hapoel Tel Aviv, or Dubai, BC, which reminds you of like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Like, Westbrook, you have a family, you have a wife, you have kids, you have all this shit, bro. There's no reason for you to go overseas right now, dude.
Breaking the bank to finish his career. What if for the right price, Russ goes over there, dominates like he can't do in the NBA anymore? But his lack of skill is not why NBA teams are scared to call. It all comes down to something that happened in Denver 2 years ago. You remember how Russ was playing well alongside Nikola Jokic, right? Joker makes everything easier, and Russ had moments. But something happened, and it might have killed Russ's career. But I have had fun. Name and tell me which card. Thanks again to Courtyard.io. So man was playing well to start the year.
I don't know. What would y'all do? Like, bro, chat, if y'all won league MVP, bro, and then couple years later, bro, you have the option. Like, no team has signed you yet because, you know, you're declining and all that. And then you have the option to either retire or go overseas. Like, would y'all, what would y'all do? I think I would retire, bro. Like, I would just go off on a high note, bro. Like, you go overseas, Westbrook, dude, your whole image is probably, it's already low-key getting fucked up, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Niggas out here calling you Westbrook, bro. Niggas calling you Westbrook, bro. Dude, just retire, bro.
Near the end. Started missing a lot of shots, logged his worst turnover rate ever. One terrible moment was double overtime against the Wolves. Russ with a chance at a dagger, misses the layup, then late to rotate on his man, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. When he does get there, he fouls the three-point shot. Wolves win on free throws. Wow. But Coach Michael Malone refused to bench Russ to play his young guys. In fact, The Athletic said, Malone's choice to continue supporting Westbrook, despite the frustration he's causing on and off the floor, led to a loss of credibility among the team's key players. It was one thing when Malone handed Jokic and Murray more leniency, but affording Westbrook that same sort of treatment was not received well by some. Shortly after that, Malone got fired. So they promoted assistant David Adelman, who wasn't afraid to bench Russ, played poorly in the postseason, and the front office asked Russ to leave. So not only can he not shoot, defend, move off the ball, but coach is getting fired? That's not good. But a lot of fans say, no, that's not it. This all started on the Lakers. They hurt him. He wasn't even playing his role. They wanted to be a spot-up shooter. In fact, LeBron destroyed...
Bruh. This sounds like a girl right now, bro. Y'all know how girls do anything but take accountability? They go out their way to just not... just so they don't have to take accountability. That's exactly what these people sound like. These niggas over here blaming LeBron for Westbrook not being picked up by a team 3 years later. Well, it is three or 4 years later, right? The niggas are out here blaming LeBron for this shit. For Russell Westbrook not being able to shoot.
His reputation. Yeah, something to that. When Russ joined LA, he was still a max player, but for the first time was sent to the bench and has never been the same. So was he unfairly scapegoated? Or is that just...
That's how you know he the GOAT, bro. People didn't blame Michael Jordan like they blame LeBron for things, dude. LeBron gets blamed for everything, bro. LeBron gets, oh, my bitch got taken. I fucking hate LeBron James. He's the reason why. Dude, LeBron is the GOAT, bro.
Turns out there's great reporting about this, and it's not all Russ's fault. LeBron might act like he's not the GM, but as soon as they lost in that first round year after a championship, man was recruiting. First two players he spoke to, Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard. LA didn't have enough assets to get him. Third player, DeMar DeRozan. In fact, when DeMar left LeBron's house, he was like, I'm a Laker. But Rob Pelinka couldn't get that done. So way down the list was Russell Westbrook.
Bro, that nigga may be the KKK leader, dude. After everybody he signed this
And
year.
what did Russ tell Braun? All he cared about was
he signed, like, or this offseason, bro. Rob Pelinka may be a KKK.
Winning. He would sacrifice whatever it took. So
Pelinka
ships out.
What he's done in this offseason, bro.
Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and the 22nd pick. But it went wrong game one. Warriors win 121-114. LeBron and AD go for like 30 plus. Russ has 8 points. But the problem was the press conference. Russ walked in like his dog had died after one game. So coaches are like trying to find the role for Russ. It's not working. So he forces bricking shots, driving 1-on-5 and like coughing it up. The opposite of the guy who said he would sacrifice. An assistant coach said every game we'd be on the bench saying to each other, we just talked about this, and he's right back to doing the same crazy shit.
Bro, I don't blame him, bro. Like, I gotta get my points up, bro.
January, Frank Vogel.
I gotta get my stats up, bro.
Pacers game plan was obvious. Force Karis LeVert left. Not good that way. But fourth quarter, Russ just lets him go right, and LeVert scores Indy up 6. So with 3:52 on the clock, Vogel benches Russ. Man was 5 for 17 at the time. Damn. But who does he blame? The coach.
Nigga, at what point do we stop shooting the ball?
Reporters, my job just changes every night. Dunkers
at what
one
point
game,
do we accept
ball in my hands the next. What am I going to do?
That's 5 for 17,
not my fault. But what happened next was ugly. Russ goes 2 for 14 in Sacramento. The arena starts playing cold as ice every time he misses. Fans are calling him Westbrick from the sideline. So a former MVP becoming a punchline in the league. It is messed up. And the fans who say he was treated like garbage are right. LeBron out here saying one thing in the media and another thing in private. So things were miserable. And who takes the fall? Frank Vogel, fired at the end of the season. So put Denver and LA side by side, okay? Frank Vogel benches Russ, loses the locker room and his job. Mike Malone plays Russ, loses the locker room and his job. So if you're a coach or a front office, you're like,
I ain't gonna lie, like, this is not a good look, bruh. It looked like everywhere Russell Westbrook go, the coaches get fired.
It's damned if you do, damned if you don't with this guy. I know he puts up some numbers, but it's just a lot to deal with. He might have had a fine year in Sacramento, okay, but it's not like they wanted him back. Something's going on here. Russ may be off the bench on a minimum, but he's a lot to deal with. Would you rather give a 38-year-old who gives you 15 and 7, hands your coach a no-win situation, or give that spot to a 23-year-old with upside who doesn't cost anybody their job? It's really not a hard call, and why the phone didn't ring it. But part of this video clearly is trying to convince people who don't understand why Russ doesn't have a job, like what the real reason is. It's because he's a big presence, okay? There's a lot to dealing with Russ. He'd be perfect in Europe. Can you imagine? That's exactly what these European soccer teams or a lot of these MLS teams do. When a guy has lost a step.
At the same time, bro, like, who the hell is going to go from league MVP to, like, playing in China? Playing in Chinatown, like who?
Best league in the world.
At that, like, I ain't gonna lie, at that point, just hang them up, bro.
They come to a lower league,
respectfully,
and
I'm being
that
for real
step
too.
that they had lost, they're right back to where they were like 5 years ago, and they're able to, for a few years, play out the string, sell a lot of tickets, and have fun playing basketball. In fact, Russ even said at the end of this season that all he wants to do is go somewhere where he's wanted, that he can have fun and just play ball. And that's why he's doing this at this point, by the way, is for the love of the game. He's almost a billionaire. He's not doing this for a couple extra $1 million, right? Why not go to Europe? It's because, honestly, of his pride. And I guess he's,
like,
allowed to have
protect your
that.
legacy, dude. If you go over to Europe, wherever you go, if you go overseas, bro, like, nigga, your legacy is going to take a huge hit, bro.
We know he's a prideful guy. When people started calling him Westbrook, that's when he really lost it. Going up to fans and confronting them, not a lot of people do that. He's a prideful guy, whatever. And so going over to Europe is like a step down, a lot of like the Shanghai Sharks meme, but he's not going to go to the Shanghai Sharks. I get it. But at the same time, like, that seal is broken in soccer for some reason. It's not looked on like that. And I saw a fake report. It's not real, but it was like Hapoel Tel Aviv pays a record $150 million for Russell Westbrook. Like that, I think that kind of thing would get him to do it.
Man, but honestly, 150 mil, bro. Fuck what I say. Go take your ass over.
Honestly, a lot of these European
150 mil
teams, they only pay their like star vets like $5 to $7 million take home pay at the end for 1 year. So 150 million for over 4 years or whatever. That would be insane. Like, I don't think that would ever happen. I don't know if they could even make that back. Like, are the basketball fans in Europe and in the Middle East, like Dubai or whatever, are they that crazy about basketball to make up that money? I don't know. But another thing about Europe is a lot of these leagues, a lot of the talent is drained, and it's now gone. Someone's calling me. You see that? It's junk mail. A lot of the talent has gone to college basketball in the United States because these kids are making more in U.S. college than they are in Europe. They need talent. They need box office. They need excitement. Russ would be perfect. Somebody should offer him like a Godfather offer, and he should do it and not be too prideful to do it either. The other thing is, what about the NBA? Okay, so what kind of NBA team would need Russ? You would think that it would be a veteran team.
Like, bro, from the looks of it, I think he low-key may be cooked as far as NBA go. The past 2 teams he's been on, bro, the coaches have gotten fired, bro.
Yeah, there are 2 types of teams, right?
Like
veteran teams or young teams. And young teams, you could argue, you're trying to tank. So having Russ might not be the worst thing, right? And Russ is a good locker room guy.
Who the hell is going to want to coach this nigga, bro?
He could help, mentor guys in the locker room. The problem is, like, think about the young teams, like the Grizzlies, right? Like, they're a youth movement team. A lot of these front offices, they're trying to find the diamond in the rough who could turn into something really good. Like the OKC Thunder do this great with like an AJ Mitchell, right? Like they sign some two-way guy. That's what you use your roster spots on. By the way, it's not all about money. There's a salary cap. Also, there's a certain amount of roster spots. Russ takes a roster spot. Forget just the money, right? Oh, it's only $4 million. What if you found the next AJ Mitchell? If you're a Grizzlies, you can't afford not to give that spot to that young type guy, right? And then if you're the Pelicans, you're trying to win, and Russ is not that. And
hey, bro. I only have 1 more minute.
Teams are really trying to win. The Heat, the Warriors, the Rockets. You can't play Russ in the playoffs. Like Rockets, he can't shoot, but he can distribute. So you think, okay, back up Fred VanVleet, you might need that. But the fact is that you can't play Russ in the postseason. Heat are a terrible idea, dude. He cannot stretch the floor. He can't shoot. It'd be terrible next to Giannis and Bam Adebayo. Like how?
Shit.
Was that ever a?
Niggas gonna be building houses. You got Giannis, Bam, and Russ. Like, can't nobody
crazy,
shoot,
right?
Dude.
But if you can't play on the playoffs at all, that's a problem.
Niggas gonna be building houses with all them bricks they gonna be putting up from the 3-point line, bro.
And you may be
only
able to
thing stopping that team, bro, is the art.
Us here or there, maybe in a crunch time game here or there. You can't take them totally out of a playoff rotation. That will kill your locker room and your vibes, right? So I totally get why these teams are just staying away. It's like, you are a lot to deal with. Even on, a contending team like the Nuggets, the coach got fired, and Russ was a part of it. I don't want to say a big part of it, definitely a part of it. Yo, that's not worth it at this point. Okay, 38 years old, sorry. And then if you're a young team, you don't want him because you're trying to develop guys. I get it. So I think the only two options, since the title of the videos, we know where Russ going to next. Retirement, like Chris Paul. Chris Paul said he retired on his own terms. He wanted to go with another team there at the end. He did. And then he said, oh, no, I'm retiring. Bro. It's like, okay, you didn't have a choice. Or go overseas. I would love it if you went overseas. That would be so great. Okay,
the Clippers should at least pick them up for a one-day contract or something. Like, that was fucked up in my
This video, y'all should watch it. It's about all of the kind of weird things that happened in this offseason that people didn't really notice. Dude. I didn't want to like lead with some of these stories in the title of the thumbnail because I knew people wouldn't click it. Some of these stories are fascinating. So the Gary Trent Jr. thing, the DeAndre Jordan thing, whatever. So a lot of things in the crazy offseason you might have missed.
All right, hey man, hit that like button, subscribe button, bro. See y'all.